Hello, fans of the video game industry. I am the calm video game nerd. I am the complete opposite of the angry video game nerd, and have a different variation of the happy video game nerd. So the objective is to review the common games that help set the standard. And today, we are going to play Taito Legends 2. Now the controls out here are much better. Basically, you don't have to use much in the line of controls because the objective of this game is simply move the balloon around with the cursor. And if you can try to evade these obstacles, you can get right to the goal. If you get to the goal in time, you'll be able to get a bonus. And now for level 2. Now level 2 is going to get a little harder right here because of that. They give you chances, and basically it all boils down to a harder and harder game every time. And now, here's how you play kicks. The monster with the colorful colors, the colorful rays and lines is called the kicks. The objective in the game is to claim at least 75% of the puzzle. And also the goal is to avoid the kicks and these little things that chase you around called sparks. And if you get caught by either one of these, that's what happens. And the fast way to do it is press the square button in order to get the blue screen. And if you want to go slowly, you press the X button. And the X button really will give you more points. One more. And if you get more than the 75%, you get a bonus. And that's how it boils down. Now the objective of the Fairyland story is to watch out for these creatures that always come and get you. Use your wand or something, and you shove these off. You turn these monsters into an inanimate object that will fall. And when you get that level done, you get ready for the next one. Now let me show you what happens when you get caught. Real simple. You go into a bubble and you fly into the air, and you've got to try all over again. That's how basic the Fairyland story is. And use the square button to turn these monsters into inanimate objects to make them fall. Now, Camel Tree is primarily popular for being a maze game. It was so popular that it later became known on Super Nintendo as On the Ball. As you see, I'm going to put us right in the beginning of beginner's course, and I'm going to show you only one course. Now you have a time limit, so naturally you cannot mess around. You got to make it there as fast as you can. However, there will be times when the inevitable happens, and these are the X's right here. If you end up touching these X's, well, I'm going to go back and show you. If you end up touching these X's, you lose 2 seconds naturally on the clock. So good at this game, sometimes I forget to show you the X. And of course, if you see an X where the X is yellow and the box is red, you lose 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is a big no-no, especially when you're on the special level. Now the next game, I promise you, is going to be the king of the games. Because there's a DX version of this game that has set the test of time since 1978. Now this game was so popular that in 1978 Japan experienced a yen shortage because the demand was so high for this game. Now how do you play this game? You steer the analog joystick and you hit the square button to mash these monsters, shoot these monsters up. It's an old-style shoot-em up game that is very popular for many people worldwide. Now, the creator of this game got this idea by watching Star Wars, and a year later, he ended up drawing some of these creatures before putting it into computer animation, and that's how Space Invaders began. And you see right there, that spaceship, if you hit it, you'll be able to get a bonus. Sometimes you'll range from 50 to 300 points. And you need at least 1,000 or 1,500 points to get a 1-up. You see, if you get caught, you die right there. And as the theme gets, as you destroy more people, the theme gets faster, and the enemies inch in very closely. So you really need to be careful when you're shooting at monsters that are closer to the ground, because they will get you sooner or later. And as you saw, this is not the easiest game in the world, but it's also the most popular. And see, right there, I was not very careful, and that resulted in the game over. Now, there are so many choices. You got a puzzle game, player versus computer, or 2-player mode. And then you got these choices here between Zone A and Zone B. Now, I'm going to choose Zone B right here. Now, the objective is to match the colors of these spinning balls. And you see, if you get the top one that covers all the other ones, you'll be able to get a bonus out of it. Now, this requires serious coordination here. Oops. See, I still managed to get a bonus because I made it within a certain amount of time. Now, this sparkling ball right here will disintegrate any other of these balls. Oh my. And you see, that's what happens when you do not beat the game. Are you wanting one more game for me to review? Now, you see these purple monsters right here stealing hearts. Those were the same monsters that ended up being on Bubble Bobble 3 years later. So here I go. I want to keep myself into that position. Now, in order to lay the bombs to the right, you have to press X. And if you want to lay the bombs to the left, first of all, you got to stand still and press the square button. Now, after you decimate these monsters in this training level, you can go ahead and grab the hearts. The objective of this game is to grab the hearts by breaking the boundaries with the bomb that one of the birds has. And also, you might want to avoid these eggs unless you're willing to take a risk to get a bonus. Like right there, all these monsters landed simultaneously. And if you get caught by your own bomb or by these monsters right here, you're going to die. And you see, very simple. Now, Taito Legends 2 is basically a game which is very reviewable, very respectable among many gamers. And Space Invaders, I already told you how the standard was set, because without Space Invaders there would not have been a Galaxian or a Galaga. And of course, without Shack and Pop, there wouldn't be the monsters for Bubble Bobble 3 years down the road. And Crazy Balloon? How does a crazy balloon attack if balloons cannot attack? Well, one of these days you video game fans are going to have to play Taito Legends 2 and find out for yourself. Until then, video game fans, this is the Calm Video Game Nerd saying, keep playing.